the question maybe to ask you Manchester United fans back at home is one thing. Why is it that new players who've come in, especially the ones on loan, are doing better for our team than the rest of the players?
Match day 7 of the English Premier League. And of course, still we have unbeaten teams, while only one with 100%
record
ever since the start of the current campaign. Of course, I'm talking about Manchester City after getting it again another routine win over the weekend. A match where their central defensive midfielder, Rodri,
was sent off.
A red card. Yes, United got back to winning ways. Of course, get the possession, we have the 3 points. They beat Burnley 1-0, courtesy of Bruno Fernandes' goal. And of course, the one and only John Evans coming in to provide an assist before Mudryk and Kai Havertz. The Gunners were held to a 2-2 draw by Tottenham Hotspur in a North London derby. A match where we saw Jorginho try to give away a simple goal. That's your team, Chelsea. Your team, Chelsea, yet again, got another beating. This team has more losses than wins this season. Pick one team and pick one match and talk about it.
General overview, though, it was a good weekend, especially for Manchester teams. Yeah, they got the 3 points, of course.
And
Man City, it was Man City even after receiving the red card. They controlled the game with the 10 men as well. So for Manchester United, they won 1-0 away, which is a match that I'll choose to talk about. Chelsea were astonished by Villa at the Bridge. And so much more action. Liverpool as well. They continued with their run.
You predicted Tottenham Arsenal a score of 2-2.
Yeah.
Did it happen?
Yeah.
Wapi nduru ya werimu wewe.
Kabisa.
Yeah.
So, it was a nice weekend again. And I'm going to choose the Manchester United match, of course, because I live for Manchester United moments. Not that we don't want to talk about Chelsea, but I think they're almost dead, Chelsea, because if they lose the next game, it's going to be trouble. So let's take a look at how Manchester United vs Burnley went. And I think going away to Turf Moor and coming home with a clean sheet for a team that had lost 2 games or so in a row was massive for them. It improved the team confidence, of course, and the performance though was not convincing.
Yep.
I remember in the game there were some changes that were made, of course, but still Manchester United looked a little bit shaky, and I still have a problem with Rashford in that game. There were times where he would have passed the ball to Casemiro. He didn't do it. He's not playing as a team, and at the end of it, we got away with the win, but I was still worried. And I'm saying was because we played again after that game, and maybe I'll talk about it a little. But I was a little worried because you cannot play against Burnley like that, because if it's another team who knows how to score their chances, then you are going to get away with a defeat, or you will drop all the points. You will drop points in that game. So I'm still worried, but flash forward to the midweek, there were a lot of changes again in the team. Rashford dropped, Bruno rested, and Garnacho was amazing in the game. Amrabat, the new signing, made his full debut at Old Trafford, and he was doing well against Crystal Palace. He played actually from the left back and was all over the pitch. He made runs more than anybody. But now, is there something we need to answer there? Maybe.
Quality.
Food for thought.
Quality.
So, how about you? Which game are you picking?
I have several matches to pick. Of course, I was about to pick Arsenal versus Tottenham, North London derby. But I feel I should go to mention just a little bit, people criticize your Eddie get here because of the performance. Of course, it was below par. But let me move quickly to Chelsea. Chelsea losing to Aston Villa once again. I want to say something about Chelsea. And I don't want to be biased. The current Chelsea team is the 2017 Arsenal team. And the 2013-14 Liverpool team. A team which you are building. You understand? For Man United, they're not building anything right now. It is a confused project. But for Chelsea, they have upcoming players, young stars. If now I'm comparing Manchester and Chelsea because I feel they've performed almost the same because they're very close. Also, they were close on the table, right? But then again, when you go to Man United, you can pick outstanding players. You can pick somebody like Onana, who is a very good goalkeeper. Pick somebody like Casemiro. Pick somebody like Luke Shaw. Pick Bruno Fernandes. Pick Rashford. Those are players, good players who are expected to start in their national team. When you go to Chelsea, how many players can you count?
Maybe the Argentine. Fernandes.
Enzo
Fernandes.
Maybe
Sterling.
Now you see,
that's the end of story.
What I'm talking about, they have the likes of Jackson, like they have amigos in the team. And when you look at that, yes, Gusto. So you can ask a football fan which national team does Gusto play for? Which national team does Jackson play for? So this is a team for Chelsea fans. Do not expect anything this season unless you just get lucky and walk away with maybe a FA Cup or Carabao. But Carabao, you saw they're defending champions starting with a bang. So yeah, so with Chelsea, I feel it's a team which is still growing, and fans, coach, the owners, they need to be patient with the project. You give Chelsea until 2026 team to challenge with the current situation, because Chelsea, I don't know if they can be allowed. The market is dirty, of course. So I think Chelsea losing, it's not because they are poor, but because the team has not gelled enough, and also the youngsters are trying to bring this together. This is what we had. We had the likes of before Greenwood left, how Rashford grew to become a star at United. So it might need time.
You dodged away from the London derby, but there are very much key points to talk about that match, because I kind of feel like these two teams are also pushing for the title. They are title contenders. So thinking about it, it was a good game. I mean, for neutrals, we were like, this is the game that you want to watch every weekend. The energy, the adrenaline, everything was just in the match. And it was an end-to-end kind of game. But then again, I think Arsenal at some point, they looked tired, especially towards the end of the game. And you feel like probably their involvement in the Champions League might have brought the difference for them. Because at the end of the day, Tottenham went away with 1 point and thought it is good for them. But for Arsenal, with that 1 point, they are not satisfied. And then you think that if both the teams had rested the match, like from weekend to weekend, then Arsenal would have won that match. Because so what I'm saying is the Champions League might be something that Arsenal really need to look at and know that
depth.
Exactly.
I think Arsenal have depth. The only issue is injuries. They also lost 2 players. They had lost 2. I remember Jurgen Timber, who actually got it's more of a season-ending injury, and also looking at Thomas Partey, who has a groin injury. Then first choice left winger Martinelli picked up a knock in their win over Everton, and his replacement, who actually scored the winning goal against Everton, Trossard, picked up a knock on Friday, on Sunday before just training. Rice also had a knock in the first half, back injury actually, but he's set to be available against Bournemouth probably. So what I would say, you mentioned something, you called it end-to-end game. I wouldn't call it end-to-end game. It was a game of halves, because Arsenal were way much better in the first half.
Creating a lot of chances.
Then second half it was all Tottenham's, not all, but somehow Tottenham's. So I feel Arsenal had everything to win the game, lost a lot of chances with Gabriel Jesus getting the chance after getting the possession back and shooting wide.
Instead of killing, shoot wide.
Edin Nketiah missed a
chance.
wonderful chance, which was a good save. I tried to complain on Twitter, but somebody stopped me and I decided not to. He told me, any striker from that position will take that shot.
Most likely, because I remember he took time checking if he can square the ball. And
there was a player coming.
There was one coming, but it looks like he made a decision.
He decided to go for it.
Yeah. Well, do you think Manchester City, because I also heard that Pep Guardiola, I saw somewhere where he was saying he has a lot of injuries. And then on the next game, they're already 2-0 up against Nottingham Forest. And you wonder, like, why is he complaining about injuries? So I just wanted to bring this up because you said something about injuries about Arsenal. Do you think the way Pep manages his team when there are a few injuries makes a difference compared to other teams? Because he's been winning. I mean, count the number of players that are out. KDB is very key for his team, but he's out and they're still winning. And much more in the defense.
But so I think what I can tell you is Pep Guardiola is a good coach. He's full of himself when it comes to playing mind games. He's the type of Mourinho style. He loves to say anything. What do we call it? Like, he will sweet talk. He'll say good things about now he's going to play against Manchester United. They have Bruno is a world class, and we cannot keep him quiet and stuff. When the game starts, Bruno is not to be seen. So he knows how to play mind games. Number two, City have depth.
Massive depth.
I think is one of the teams in the Premier League
that is stacked with quality players from team A to team C.
Yes, trust you me, if City can give a bench player to start maybe at Arsenal or United or Chelsea.
Or most of the big six.
Yes, most of big six, right? So Guardiola knows how to play
mind games.
Yeah. So most of the time you'll realize Guardiola will be winning 3-0 and he wants more. Why does he want more? He'll bring in the bench players and he wants more now. Like now you guys, you know what?
Show me
it's
what you can do.
But I know it's 0-0.
Yeah.
Go score your goal.
Show me what you can do so you play the next game.
Exactly. So he has squad depth, and apart from he picked up. I want to see how City will play without Rodri. Though I saw Phillips playing well without in the absence of Rodri. Arsenal fans were really excited. I told them, calm down, a lot could happen. And now you see Declan Rice
is also doubtful.
But there is possibility him and Thomas Partey will be available. So if we're gonna talk about that match later when that time comes. Anything else before we dive in?
No. We're gonna dive direct to our weekend preview to see who is playing who, and who will win, who will lose, and let's see if the Chelsea losing streak continues.
Okay. We have, of course, our match of the day match. Match of the day.
That our feature match. Which is Tottenham
taking on Liverpool. Liverpool will be away. So it's going to be Son and Salah.
Two unbeaten teams
so far who will go down first. But first things first, of course, the first match we'll see. I'll talk about this early kickoff match. Aston Villa taking on Brighton. Don't take a lot of time, but I just want to hear your take on that match.
Right. Aston Villa are actually doing well at the moment. They started the season not so well. I remember they were defeated 5-1, and they bounced back, and they have been able to grab a few wins along the road. They've been able to, I think they are in the top 6 right now, if I'm not wrong. And it just tells you how much the mentality that they have. You know, in most teams like those, if you start losing like 5-1 at the start of the season, chances are you might not believe in yourself. But it tells you how much Unai is doing at Villa, and a win against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, and Martinez making those saves was massive for them. They kept a clean sheet, and for that game, I think I'm going for a 1-1 draw. How about you?
Mitoma is the guy to watch right now. Aston Villa played well against Chelsea, not really well. At some point, like you said, a lot of saves from Martinez. So I think somehow Chelsea finishes in that match like sharp as before. Raheem Sterling is a player. You saw what he did. A very selfish player.
Very selfish.
And I think Brighton is a team which can score many goals. So I think it'll be goals galore. Early kickoff, of course. Sometimes they end in a draw. So I see where you're coming from. But I think I'll go for Brighton win.
Brighton win.
3-2 victory for Brighton.
Yeah, could be, because if someone asked me, who is your favorite player at this point in the Premier League?
Karu Mitoma.
You know, you know the answer. Thank you.
So you say if Karu Mitoma comes to Man United, he'll have to start.
He will have to start.
No debate.
But the problem is, we have had players who have had that potential coming into a team, and what happened?
So the problem is,
I don't know. We will find out.
We'll go straight to AFC Bournemouth taking on Arsenal. You see, now this is a match Arsenal need to get back to winning ways, but let me not say a lot. What's your take on the match?
Well, we are talking about Arsenal again, away from home. I've always said from last season to this season that Arsenal have a playing style right now, and it's something that helps them against these small games, because when you keep your strategy and philosophy to what the manager wants you to play, and of course so far it has shown that it's possible to score goals from these kinds of philosophy, then the team confidence and morale levels are high. And against Tottenham, it was an end-to-end kind of game, but of course it's a derby. That's why I had predicted 2-2, as we had said. And for this game, I think it's going to be easier for Arsenal. So we know, for me, I'm not going to talk about Bournemouth versus Arsenal match. I'm just going to go to the prediction direct. And Bournemouth is a scoring team, though. They almost score in every other game, and I think they will win this. Sorry, not Bournemouth, but Arsenal will win this game 1-3. So 3-1 for Arsenal. How about you?
I think now this is the time for Raya, who's likely to start, to keep another clean sheet, despite things not going well in the Spurs match. So I don't see Bournemouth scoring. It's a good team, but then again, I feel Arsenal have what it takes to control that. And I'll go for maybe 2-0 win. 2-0
win for Arsenal.
Yes,
it's very possible. Very possible.
Yeah,
when you have the General Saliba at the back, you
one
expect
of the calmest, coolest players I've ever seen.
Did you see his skill?
Very, very young. Yes, very young defender who's really doing some amazing stuff. We go to the next match, which will see, of course, the defending champions, Manchester City, away to Wolverhampton, a team which played really well, but at the end of the day, they play well. Wolves and Burnley are of the same caliber. They play so well, but
at the end of the time,
they take on Manchester City.
Well, if I remember very well, the last time Manchester City lost to Wolves, it's been 1 or 2 years. I remember the 3-2 game where Wolves made a comeback. And
City had a red card.
Yeah, City had a red card, and the big guy from Wolves was on form at the time. He was scoring or assisting in almost every game. So for Man City, though, they want to continue where they left from again. They have the squad depth as we spoke, and I'm not gonna again talk about much, because I think it's gonna be a win for them. But this time, it's not gonna be a rampage or a huge win. It's gonna be a 2-1 win, because Molineux, as we know, is a tough place to go to. So 2-1 win for me. How about you?
I see City getting the 7th win straight, a routine win for Manchester City. Against Wolves, of course, it's not an easy team, but then again, City have what it takes to control the match. And I think I'll give them a 3-1 victory. 3-1 they have like the Holland and Alvarez are really doing a good job in front. The midfield still is good. I expect Phillips to step in in the absence of suspended Rodri.
And Foden as well has stepped up ever since KDB was injured. He's done a good job scoring that goal after 46 passes. I mean, that was a good goal. Good build-up, patient, going back and forth until you get the goal, get a chance. Amazing for Manchester City.
Still on Saturday, a repeat of what happened on Tuesday. So I don't know the results. Manchester United
Taking
at
on
Old Trafford, Crystal Palace.
Well,
these matches, before I give you time now to tell me what you think. These matches are always interesting. It needs character to beat a team 2 times in a row in tournaments.
That's a good way to look at it. Crystal Palace are going to come back with different tactics, of course. And this is something that I also noticed. In the cup games, Manchester United have tended to do better than the league. And against Bayern, they lost, of course, in UEFA because...
That was very close to a point of getting 3.
Yeah. And again, in the cup against Crystal Palace, they controlled the game, they played very well. And I don't know, does the team wants to just to compete in cup games alone? I don't know, but we will find out when we meet Crystal Palace again during the weekend.
Carabao.
But again, so many changes I expect. Mount is back. Amrabat made his full debut against Crystal Palace in that match. Also, we had Maguire playing, and he had a very good game, which means, I don't know, I just go direct to predictions because we have our feature match. We don't want to bear so much on Manchester United. So I'm going to go for a 3-1 this time because I feel like this is now the Premier League. The intensity is different from what was in the Cup, and I'm going 3-1 win, just as I've said. How about you?
Trafford has been tough for Palace.
Yeah.
But then again, Palace is the only team which troubles United most. And though, like you said, I don't see Onana keeping a clean sheet in the Premier League. Though he did so well on Tuesday, making brilliant saves. This time round, he's going to concede. So, but United will win. I'm giving United the 3rd consecutive win, competitions, or the 2nd in the Premier League. So, Rashford will be on the score sheet.
Not Hojlund?
Rashford. I'm giving Rashford this, and probably Bruno. Then again, Crystal will score 1. So I'll go for 2-1 victory.
That's a very good scoreline to go by.
Man United.
Yeah, I'm sure it could. There's a probability. Either 3-1 or 2-1. Let's wait and see.
We skip the feature match. We move all the way to Monday night football. We have Fulham taking on Chelsea, a derby.
London derby. Fulham at home at Craven Cottage, right?
Yes, and Chelsea once again hunting for... How many 0-0 are we with Mudrik?
I don't know. We are 0-0-97. We are close to that.
So it's not 0-0, so it's 0-97.
It's 0-97. Well, every time I want to talk about Chelsea,
you feel like crying.
I want them to do better.
Are you a former Chelsea supporter?
No, I have Chelsea friends. I have my friend Olivia. I have my friend Nigel.
We have Amwabo.
Come on, how could I forget?
Amwabo nowadays will tell me, you know what, bro?
Yeah.
Football is a satanic thing. That is what Amwabo keeps on telling me.
Yeah, so
they lose.
It's Monday Night Football, and Monday Night Football has its own surprises. Will not be surprised if Chelsea win, but it's a London derby and it's Fulham. Fulham plays well this season. I've seen their game. They played well. They played well against a number of teams like Manchester City, and they defeated Tottenham in the cup. They played well. They took a point
from Arsenal. Yeah.
So I'm not saying Chelsea win this one. So what I think is Chelsea might up their game a little. They don't want to lose this game, but it will end up now as a draw. I remember I predicted 1-1 draw. Sterling did not give me that. So for this time,
I predicted 2-1 loss to Chelsea. So just Sterling, you don't want to score so that they can score the winner.
Yeah. So for this one, I'm going for a 2-1. No, 1-1 draw. Sorry, 1-1 draw again. How about you?
Chelsea are not losing this match against Fulham. Chelsea are not winning this match against Fulham. Chelsea are not scoring any goal. So is Fulham. So I think I'll give them a goalless draw.
A 0-0 draw?
A 0-0 draw.
That must
They'll fire blanks until then.
That is bold.
100th minute.
That is bold of you to give a 0-0 draw.
A 0-0 draw.
Yeah.
No, we come back to the feature match.
Tottenham.
2 unbeaten teams. Tottenham
against
Liverpool. Salah
the Kings of Merseyside, Liverpool.
against Son.
Salah against Son.
Richarlison against
Nunez.
Szoboszlai up against Maddison.
Maddison.
It's gonna be mad, you know.
Romero
Romero
and Van Dijk.
and VVD.
Vicario
Imagine.
and Alisson.
So yes, I think Tottenham have only the concern of Perisic. I doubt if
again.
they have a
Any
big-
other player
No,
they are
they
missing?
don't. They don't. No suspension. So there is injury which they picked against Arsenal wasn't massive though. And Romero having a very terrible game. I remember I talked to Lily White before the game. The Wilson Okan
Wilson
guy.
Okal.
The Udogi.
Udogi man.
Udogi man told me, we were just chatting, he told me Romero is the best defender. How did he start? I just shared starting 11, not starting, combined 11, and it was like, you see what, you know what? Romero is better than Saliba. I told him Saliba is the best defender we have right now in the Premier League. He told me Romero is the best defender in the world. Sorry short. Romero scored an own goal and cost a penalty. So
Yeah, in the same game. I mean, that was an abysmal performance.
Yeah.
But come to think of it, if it were not just for those 2 moments, the rest of the game,
it was okay.
they were organized.
we focus on the bad things. We are human beings anyway. So Liverpool versus Tottenham versus
Liverpool. Well, these are those kinds of games where they are very much unpredictable. And the 2 teams, of course, we know their form. They are unbeaten. They are all in the top 4 right now. Number 3 versus number 2, right?
Yeah.
And it tells you much how, especially Tottenham, have come. I mean, they're doing well. Postecoglou, he's doing well at Tottenham. They look like an organized team, and I remember him saying that they want to play attacking football. They don't care who you are; they just come at you, and it gives them an advantage. Because I also don't like the defensive-minded kind of managers. They spoil the game. I mean, so for this game, it's gonna be key between Salah and Son, and Maddison and Dominic, as we've said. These are the players who are going to decide how this game will go. And for Liverpool, just let's look at Liverpool, how they've been performing in the last few games, and you'll notice that in most cases they concede. And even if it's the first time, even if the opponents score fast, they'll come back from that and win the game.
It has happened in the Premier League, in the Champions League.
Same for Tottenham.
Yeah, I mean, not Champions League, Europa League.
Yeah, so same for Tottenham. Tottenham have also, they actually against Arsenal, they were able to spur on even after lagging up back in the game 2 times, and it shows that they also have a fighting spirit. So it's going to be like an interesting game to watch. Maybe we check their head-to-head, and you will see that Liverpool have been all over Tottenham for this period where Klopp has taken over. They have really dominated against
They haven't
Spurs.
beaten Liverpool, right?
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while.
Because the last match we saw, which ended 4-3, with Richarlison scoring and thinking he has won the points.
Yeah, so this game gives you those kinds of vibes where you think Liverpool will win this game. But again, Tottenham this season is different. So that's why, again, I feel like it's going to be a goal slalom. This Liverpool scoring, Tottenham scoring, 2-2 draw. How about you?
Wow. One thing I know, Spurs might not beat Liverpool. That's statistically, historically, and everything. Liverpool is a team which can score goals.
Yep.
Liverpool, they've proven like they have the firepower when it comes to attacking, and I don't see them stopping over the weekend. Yes, one thing for sure, some people are trying to compare statistics, how Romero is performing.
Yep.
At the back, how Doggy has been outstanding also, but we saw against Saka, a player who can hold the ball, can take on you, can run. Sometimes you get early booking and that messes your match. At the center of the midfield, at the central part of it, Tottenham have a very good players in the midfield. and especially when we talk about the defensive. Bissouma has been one of the, I think,
best players.
Most improved player. I'll talk about that because that's what I'm supposed to say. Because I think statistically, I think he has performed better than Rodri.
Yeah, most
statistically. But then again, you have to ask yourself, if a player like, for example, now you tell me Varane is better. For example, you tell me Martinez or Varane is better than Saliba. At some point I'll ask you how many interceptions has Saliba made, how many for also Varane.
Yeah.
The more you lose the ball, then it means your defender is likely
to get more statistics.
Exactly. It's the same thing you say. Maybe Raya has not faced a lot of shots on target because maybe the defense has been outstanding, but when you go to Leno at Fulham, then you realize the defense that hasn't been good. Yeah. So statistically, Leno could save more because he saved more. So the rate also changes.
Matters. Yeah.
To cut the story short, I think Tottenham will test their first defeat of the season on Saturday. A 3-1 thrashing against Liverpool. So a 3-1 win for Liverpool. That's what I can predict.
Well, you're watching us from home, and in the comment section, it's very open. You can let us know what you think about our feature match. Of course, Liverpool, I don't know what you think, but yeah. Do you have anything else today?
Nothing else.
Yeah, you shocked me when you say Liverpool will win because I don't like them, and I still not rate them this season. But yeah, it's going to.
You don't like them. They don't like you too.
Yeah, we've come to the end of this segment of our Premier League preview. My name is Brian.
And they call me Vincent.
And this is the Liquid Sports Show.